Okay, today's lesson is about data structures. In Python, the main four data structures are list, tuple, dictionary, and set. First, let's take a look of list. List is the ordered collection. It means that we are giving um, some values here. And if we take a look of the list type, here it is. So, now, if we want to make this in a for loop, it means that we are making for e in the range of, or we can make for e in this whole structure, making the list with list append e, we can build or integrate the list. The list can be not just integer values. In the list, we can have different types. For example, having a string, having a float, having, sorry, this is point, having some integer, and this will work in Python. So if in Java you have some list that all the values, all the elements are same type, here in Python, you don't need all elements to be same type. It can be multiple types in one list. Here we can add one more list into list and it will appear as a new element. As you can see, the lists are, I will say, hybrid typed. So you can have more than one type integrated in one function. If we take a look, we can make, for example, 1, 2, here 3, 4, 5, 6, and this list will be list of lists or a given matrix as here is given. If we go to the type of this variable, you can take a look that it's list, and the list is base variable in Python. The length of the list, it will be here 1, 2, 3. If we want to copy this list with a for loop, so example, temporary variable for e in list, temporary dot append e. Let's take a look of temporary. Now temporary is the same as the list. If we make here, if we make here extend, the extend, as you can see, what makes, it's unzipping all the sublists into the list and it's appending them value by value. It's making flatten, it's making one dimensionality list. Now, for the indexes, I'm gonna create a list. A list of probe, for example, probe word separated into characters. Now, let me copy the image that you will find in the Colab notebook into the materials part. You're having, let's see, the probe word with the length 5. If we go and see the len of the list of the word, it's 5. Now, the indexes starting from the start are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we take a look, list of 2 will be O. But starting from the end, start with -1 till -5. If we go in -1 index, is E, and into the fourth index, it's E2. If we make, does these two numbers have equal value, it will return true. In Python, this is really like interesting because you can go into the list from the start and from the end. In Java, this is double linked list if you learned it. Now let's go to the tuples. What's the difference between tuple and a list? Tuples and lists have similarity that are ordered. That means that you can get the element by its index. But when it's immutable, that's like if we change a given value in list, that is available, it's applied, but in tuple it is not. Let's take a look. So into the tuples, for creating a tuple, we are having, for example, tuple 10 9 9 8 tuple. Here it is, but tuple can be also just with adding the numbers without brackets. Now the tuple, it's the same. If we take a look of the type of the tuple variable, this is a variable tuple, and we have a keyword tuple, that's the type of the variable. Now, if we want to access a given value, so tuple 1, it will give us 0, 1, 9. But if we try to make tuple on the position 1, change the value to 7, this will give us error. Tuple object does not support item assignment. So you can't assign a new number from the tuple. Tuple is ordered, but it's like static element. You can't upload values, and you can't reassign values. The values, when you define them, that are the final ones, and the length is the final. So you can't make for length, for example, 3 0 1 2 on the position 3. This is either forbidden. So you can't add here, you don't have a append. Let's take a look of append. Tuple has no append. As you can see, this is not supported into tuple. The tuple is the same, it's final when you define and initialize one. The next one, data structure in Python, is dictionary. Dictionaries are more often used when we talk about pandas data frames. From pandas data frames, we build tables, and then importing or exporting them into Excels. Into the dictionary, it's the same as a hash map, similar. You're having a given key, and a given value. For each key, you need to give a given value. So if we go to dictionaries, now I'm going to add a code boxes here. Into the dictionary, you can have, for example, numbers dictionary, and here 1 will give you the value 1, 2 string will give you value 2, 3 will give you value 3, that's integer. Now if we take a look of numbers and type of the numbers, it is dictionary. For getting the value for a given key, here you are writing just, as you can see, the name of the key, and it gives the value. If you want to implement a new key value pair on the numbers, you're implementing, for example, 4, giving the key, and now for this key you're initializing a given value. If we take a look at the numbers, here there are. Now the next one is if we want to change a given value, for example, numbers on position on the key 3, we're gonna say it's 5. Now, sorry, it's not numbers, numbers. In numbers, as you can see now, 3 here is changed to 5. That's the main dictionary features. On the other hand, the last one is the set. What's set? Set is unordered collection with unique values. What means with unique values? Let's take a look. If we make set, let me import more code boxes. For example, the prime numbers that are 2, 3, 5, and 7 till 10. If I implement 2 3 times and take a look of the primes, this is a set. As you can see, the 2 is implemented only one set. As its name says, it's only uniqueness, it's unique values. They are not showing more than once in the data, the set. Now let's create even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's take a look of these two sets, what we can do. Like, let's firstly, from the primes, let's take the first element. As you can see, set is not subscribable. What this means that set, it can be iterated. You need first to concatenate the set into a list and then take the element. Sorry. Let's make it like this. Just let's take a look. Can we convert this to a list? When we have a tuple, we can make conversion, but when we have a as you can see, but when we have a set, you can't make a list. Why you can't make a list? Because this is like different type. In the set we're having, let's take a look. I think, let's just 1 second. Maybe because we're having a value of list, it's not working. Let me rerun the code. So I'm gonna just run time and then restart and factory restart, because I want to disappear the list that I made previously. Because list as a keyword is different, and here I created a variable list. This function, it should work. So let's take a look. Okay, now it's working. Why it didn't work? Because previously here we applied list as a variable, and here the Python think that this list is the variable, not the keyword for convert. Next one, if we want to create from the tuple as we had previously, or we can convert evens to tuple. Let's take a look at that. Here it is. Now, For the set of the primes and evens, we are having some different set options. Firstly, union. Union between primes and evens is with the vertical line applied. The union is are all the numbers showing into the prime and even. So we are having, let's take a look, primes, two together, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Primes point union of evens is the same function. Now, if we want to make intersection between them, primes, evens. This is making intersection, just the number 2 is similar. The next is if we want with a function intersection of evens and primes. The next is difference. Difference between primes and evens. Primes minus evens and evens minus primes. Here they are different because this is the difference between primes. Here are they, just 1 second. So primes 2 is same, 3, 5, and 7 are different, and from the evens, what is different? There are 8, 4, and 6, as you can see. Now, this can be written primes minus difference evens and evens point difference of primes. The end is symmetric difference primes, just to find evens. This is all the numbers that are different in both sets. This can be written primes symmetric difference with the evens. That are all the features that are basics for the data structures that we learned. We talked about, let's take a sum of the list that are order collection. You can apply new values, you can import ones, you can arrange values, you can take value from a given index in the tuples that are ordered collection. You can get of a given index the value, but you can't add new value or change a value that's already declared. In dictionary, you're having a key value dictionary, hashed values. It's same as a hash map. The set is unordered. It has unique values. You can't change. You can't iterate in it. You can make some set operation as we saw.